Hey guys, it's Hannah, and I'm gonna show you how to crochet this super easy triangle shawl. So what you're gonna need is a crochet hook, some yarn that goes with the size hook. So I have a 5.5 millimeter hook. So to start, you are going to create a magic ring. So to do that, you put the yarn in front of your fingers, wrap it around, and then cross there and wrap it around again. So you have 2 loops on your fingers. You take your hook and you go under the first loop, over the second loop, and then pull this second loop under and through the first loop, and then slide it off your fingers. Alright, and next what you're going to do is chain 4. So to do a chain, you wrap the yarn behind, to the right, in front, and to the left. That's called yarn over. Pull through this loop that was already on your hook. That's 1 chain, so we're going to do 4 of those. So 2, 3, 4. Now you're going to work a V-stitch. So to work a V-stitch, you double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. To do a double crochet, you yarn over, put your hook in this magic ring here, or magic circle, you can call it either, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 of the loops that are on your hook, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And then chain 1, and then do 1 more double crochet. Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now you have a chain 4 and a V-stitch, which is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Now you can tighten your magic ring. So to do that, you take this tail and you just pull it until it's really tight, but make sure that you don't pull too hard or your yarn's gonna break. And obviously you don't want that. Alright, so that was row 1. Row 2, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn your work. Just flip it like that. Okay, now you're going to work a V-stitch into this chain space. So when we made the V-stitch, you chained 1, and that created a little gap between these 2 stitches here, the double crochets. So you're going to be working into that space. So yarn over, put your hook in the stitch in this space here under the chain 1. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then I need to get some more yarn here. Okay, then you chain 1 and double crochet again in this same spot. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. All right, now you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then in this, when we chained 4, we made a big gap. We're going to work another V-stitch into that gap there. So double crochet, yarn over, pull through, that's a chain, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, that's another double crochet. Alright, so now we have increased it. This is how it's going to go out instead of having straight sides. So the round 1, we had chain 4 and a V-stitch. Round 2, we have chain 4 and 2 V-stitches. Round 3, we're going to chain 4 and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn your work. And then V-stitch in this first space, first chain 1 space. Chain 1, double crochet, and then you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, And then here's the chain 2 from the previous round between our V stitches. We're going to skip over that space and work into this next chain space. You do another V stitch. Basically, you're going to be V-stitching in every chain space from the V-stitch from the previous round, and in between, you're going to be chaining 2. Alright, and then at the end of every round, you're going to have done your last V-stitch in the chain 1 space. Then you have that giant chain 4 space. We are going to chain 2, and V-stitch into that space, not into the chains, not into the stitches themselves, just spaces. This whole shawl, you're just going to crochet into the spaces. Okay, so we've done 3 rows, and you can kind of tell how it's coming together a little bit. And each row, to make the edges go out like a triangle instead of just straight like a scarf or whatever, we're adding this extra V-stitch to the chain 4 space. So chain 4, 3, 4, turn, V-stitch into this first chain space, and see that chain 4 we did? Now the next round we do, after the round we're working on, you're going to be working into there, and that's going to create another stitch. Alright, chain 2, 1, 2, and then skip over the chain 2 space and go in the middle of this V-stitch. And you're just going to work this for all of your triangle shawl, and then once it's the size you want, or once you run out of yarn, or both, then you are going to fasten off, weave in your ends. I'll show you how to do that in a couple more rounds, but I'm gonna keep crocheting so that you'll see what the pattern looks like. So make sure that you don't skip this chain 4 space, because if you skip that, then you're not going to be increasing. And the last double crochet. I like this pattern because since you're doing all those chains, it makes it look lacy, which is nice for spring or summertime. And that means that it doesn't take up very much yarn. You're making it big, but that's just because of all these gaps. That's why I like doing lacy stitches, like for example a V-stitch. Chain 2, skip the chain 2 space and work into this next V-stitch. Chain 2, oh, I didn't finish that. Chain 2, skip that and go into the V-stitch with another V-stitch, which is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, and go in the next V-stitch. All you do is repeat these rows for all of your shawl. It's so easy. And then we're going to work in that last chain 4 space. Okay, so now let's say that this was a lot bigger. size of a shawl, and I'm like, oh, I think this is a good size, I want to stop now. What you would do, you would fasten off, so take your scissors and cut your yarn. Make sure you leave a long enough tail to weave in later. And then chain 1 and pull that all the way through. Then you can pull that tight. And then you would take your needle, and it's a little bit harder to weave in the ends when there's a lacy stitch, but you can kind of go up through one of the stitches and then over the row, over the top of the row, and then go back and forth a couple times. Do the same thing with this. You go down that stitch over to maybe here, back, and back again. And then if there's still any extra, like you wove it in, there's like that much left, you can just cut that and it'll just blend in nicely. Okay, so that is how you crochet this lovely triangle shawl. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then it would be great if you could give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.